Hello cherry lovers. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed our fishing video and the last one of me getting the T-post and everything and start that job out there. But right now I'm gonna give you a little instructional video on how to trim your cherry trees, apple trees, fruit trees. What I got going here is I got a few things that have to be trimmed. I figured I'd bring you along and show you what I'm gonna do, some of the things I'm not gonna do, because I see where there are probably gonna be fruiting spurs and stuff like that. So well, let's give it a try here and we'll see what we got going on. Okay, what I got going on here is I got a few things that I'm gonna show you that get kind of up close and show you what's going on here. But those two right there, those branches, as you can see, they're crisscrossing each other and they're going to cause problems. So I'm going to remove them just to take care of that. You want to leave it open, and so that's got to come out of here. There's one other thing that I see that probably needs to come out of here is that one right there. That has to come out of there because it's just not in the right spot. It basically looked like a sucker. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that needs to be done, except on the ends, as you can see on the ends there, I got to come in about, I don't know, maybe 4 inches and trim it back. And the reason why you trim them back 4 inches is it promotes branching, but it also, that's every time you trim that, that is where your fruit will form. And so the closer you keep trimming that, instead of having 3 foot of, and then you get new fruit, about every 6 inches every year, you'll have fruit hanging off your tree. You get more fruit that way. So that's one reason why you want to trim 3 to 4 inches back on every limb. It just helps you promote fruiting and also promotes branching. So, but other than that, that one looks pretty darn good. So I got one over here. I'm going to come over here and show you, and I'm going to do both of these for you. But there's one right there, that sucker. You see that sucker going right straight up? That's got to come out of there. That's not good. I got another one. If you look right there, it's coming up. It's not in a good spot. This one right here, that one's got to come out of there. It looks pretty darn good. Then we're going to trim that one back. For the third tree, well, there's a little bit over here on this side that a lot of them are too close in that area right there, that vicinity there. But there's one up there that needs to come out because they're crisscrossing. But I think I got to, instead of taking that top one out, if you look over, you see, there you go. That's what's wrong right there. That's got to come out of there. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to trim these 3 up and show you as I trim them what's got to happen, and then we'll go from there. Okay, now they got everything situated. I want to tell you guys that you need to get some good pruners, and there's a bunch of them that you can buy at the hardware store, and they're very, very good. I had to get some new ones this year. My old ones were just not quite cutting right, so I'm going to start cutting these. But also, always, every time you change trees, as you see me going from tree to tree, I'm going to stop and I'm going to wipe these off with alcohol, because you don't want to, if this has a disease, you don't want the other ones to get the disease. You just don't know. I don't think there are any diseases on them, but it's just better to wipe it off with alcohol and then go from there. Like I said before, I'm going to show you what's going on here. I got a couple of them up here that, this one right here, it needs to be trimmed off. So you just kind of snip it off right like that, and then it's clean. These guys, because this one, now that I've taken that one out, because this one is still on the inside and it looks like a sucker, I'm going to take it out. So there, I got that taken out. The next one here, this one here has got to come out of here. We'll snip that. And now I'm going to stand back and I'm going to take a look at that tree and see if anything else needs to be taken care of that is crowding or it's crowding inside, or it's just crisscrossing, but I don't see any. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take and trim this off maybe 3 inches there. I'm gonna trim this off 3 inches there. I'm gonna trim this one off 3 inches here. This one will come back 3 inches here. 3 inches here. 3 inches there. 3 inches there. Now I'm going to go up to the top. The top one, this is kind of like my central leader. So I want to take that off. Let me take and put it up there high enough so you guys can see this. All right, there's my central leaders up there. I want to take those. What they're doing is, this one here, these three here are fighting to become the central leader. So what I got to do is, because the branch is going out, like this one here goes out, okay, what I want to do is I'm going to snip this one, that one back, because there's a bud there, and it'll grow a branch out that way. Okay, this one here, I'm going to snip that one back, because it's got a branch that'll go out that way. I want to leave my central leader, but taller than the rest of them. So I'm going to snip this one up there. And other than that, that tree is ready to go. There's one other thing I'm going to show you once I get done snipping these branches. Okay, that to me is done. But there's a couple things I want to show you guys. So I'm going to get up here and show you up close that if you notice, do you see that thing right there? That little bud right there, right in the dead center of the camera? Those are fruiting spurs, all right? Those also, if they have 2 or 3 more pieces of, or buds on them, you're gonna see that's what's gonna be doing all the fruiting. And you see one right there. There's quite a few of them on here, I'm gonna show you. There's quite a few there, but what they're doing is, that's where your fruit is gonna come from. You don't really know until you start budding out real good where the rest of the fruit is coming from. But one thing I did want to tell you guys was when you got, you see a flower come out, your first couple flowers on your tree is what they call a feeler. They feel their way to see if it's ready for the rest of the tree to start blooming. If it feels like it's ready to bloom, that feeler will tell the rest of the tree, okay, go ahead and start blooming. If it comes out and it's too cold, it may see it a day or 2 or 3, maybe a week later, we'll wait, all right? And that's what they do. They'll take out feeler flowers, and once that feeler flower takes off, bam, the rest of them just go. So that one there is pretty much ready to go, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. That tree pretty much is ready. I'm very comfortable with what I see here. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, this one here kind of reaches up to the top. It also is right here. What I'll do is I'm gonna move back this up so you guys can see it all. And when I'm in there. And we're gonna go ahead and prune this out. And you guys, if you see something I did wrong, tell me. As I can tell you right now, this one here has to come out. It's a sucker. This one here has to be pruned back. I'll prune it back right there. I look like I'm gonna have troubles with this one here. We're gonna take it off. This side over here, I'm gonna get out of your way here, folks, so you can see that. I'm gonna trim this one back so it'll promote branching. This one here, I'm gonna leave it alone for right now. It's too small. I'll leave it alone. This one here, I'm gonna come up here and pop it back that way. I'm also gonna pop, well, that one there looks like it's gonna be a sucker, in my opinion. So that's what I'm gonna take care of. I do have a few suckers in here that definitely is gonna have to come out of here. And if you guys can see them, point them out or leave me a comment. But I would say this one right here, it's a sucker. Yeah, and this one's a sucker. Because these are curved up enough the way I want them, I'm going to come up here, find an outward bud, and snip it. Same here, I'm going to find an outward bud. That one here, that bud's going out that way. Same here. I'm going to take and do this one. That one's going. I'm going to leave that for right now. These are still alive. This looks good. The fruiting buds are there. This one here, because I've got the 60 to 90 degree angle, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come here and I'm going to snip this one right at that bud, because that bud will start growing out this way. That starts making my tree. And of course, you see me throwing these on the ground, but they need to be picked up when they're all done this spring. I'll fix up everything. But that's how I trim my trees. The trees, just like I said, you have to look at them. Well, I got one other thing I didn't do, and that's to top it for more branching. So I'll trim this one back there. I'll trim this one back there. I'll give this one a little more height, make that my central leader. I'll trim that one back to right there. Whoop, missed it. Right back to there, and we're done. And that just shows you. Now this tree, when it finally takes off, it's going to try and promote more branches out on these trees. It's going to give you a more uniform, kind of like a big ball type shape. It's open. You can get no air in here, and I don't have some straight up suckers. This one here is a possibility by next year. That one there I'll probably take out, but right now I'm going to leave it, see what happens. See if there might be a branch that goes out that way. So there is no set really, like, oh, you got to do it this way. There is no set way. You go in and you more or less keep it open like I'm showing you. I really want this branch to take off up here, so it gives me an open look, but there's no set way to prune it. You just kind of look back, see what you got, make sure it's more uniformed, and just kind of trim the, and like I said, that right there there's where my next year's fruit, or whenever fruits, will be there. Now if it'll grow on another branch out here, well, when I snip it back here, so where you're seeing the fruit, I snipped it. Well, see where the fruit's going to be? Right in here. That's what I'm trying to do. The branch will fill up with fruit. If you let it go out a whole foot, you're tripping out here, well, now you only got fruit out here, and then you go another whole foot, you only got fruit out there. You want fruit that's going to go boom, 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 and that's the way I've been trimming them. Of course, some of these trees, I had them already to go, and as you guys know from my other videos, we had a bad spring last year and almost lost a whole bunch of these trees, but they've come back. So now I'm basically reforming. Otherwise, we would have had fruit last year, and we would have had fruit this coming year for sure. But as you can see, this bud, these buds are all going to be, hopefully, if we have a perfect spring, or not a perfect spring, but a normal spring, we will have fruit on this tree. I can see by what buds are here. So these new branches, not so much. So, but that's what I wanted to show you guys. It's a simple and easy way for pruning. And basically, you want to prune the ends back. They say 2/3, not 2/3, 1/3, and that promotes branching. Also, it also promotes fruit. So that's the thing I wanted to show you. Other than that, is it easy? Yeah. Is it, when I first did it, was I thought I was going to kill it. I'll be honest with you guys. I was scared. Oh man, I'm trimming these trees. They're going to die last of February, 1st of March. They don't. You'll see this summer, this tree will be like this. So hopefully it'll have lots of cherries on it. So let's go on to the next one, and I'll do a quick prune on that one, and we'll go from there. This one here ain't going to be much because it's such a small tree, but it's got good branching. There is some things that I do want to do, and there is going to be a few things that I don't want to do. I want to do them, but it won't be till next year. This one here, I'm going to take and, because it's got a good angle right now on it, I'm going to trim this one back here. Hope that bud takes off and goes out there. Yeah, you never know. It might, it may not. This one here, same way. I'm going to trim it back. As far as these, this one here is probably going to do this. So I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to trim this one back, because it's got a bud going that way, we're going to want to put it that way. So we'll just trim it right there. This right here, you guys should be able to see what's going on right here. This ain't good. Let me see on the camera if I got it so you guys can see that up there. I think you can, but we'll just bring it up a little bit higher so you guys can see it. Anyways, you can see this one and this one is crisscrossing. So if you're looking at these, which one do you think that I'm going to take out? Would it be this one? Or would it be this one? Well, if your answer is right on this one, you're right. That's got a fruiting spur. So I'm going to trim it right there. Now, that leaves that one alone because it's got a good 40 to 60 degree angle on it. And I'm going to prune it back there. This one here, I'm going to promote branching. So I'm going to trim it back there. This one here, I'm going to leave it because I see what I'm going to do. See how soft it is? This one here is going to come back and I'm going to tie this. I'm going to train it. I'm going to tie it back. That way there, this fall, it should stay just like that and we can go on. It'll be a perfect branching. But I am going to trim it. So because I want the branch to move outward, I am going to trim it right there. That way there, when I tie it back, these two branches will come out, as you can see, and we'll go from there. This one here, I'm going to just prune him back. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera or not. This one here is a sucker. I don't want that. This one here still looks good, so I'm going to take and prune this branch right there. I'll take it out. I don't want to, but I'm gonna, because it's a sucker. There we go. That's done. So, as you guys can see, my little trees are ready to go. I'll promote this one here because there's buds right there. And as you can see right here, here's where I trimmed it last year. Okay, I got new growth. Right there was last spring. I trimmed that right there, all right? Guess what? Look where the clusters, where the cherries will be. I also trimmed the new growth right there, all right? Clusters right there. So when this grows out, there'll be another one. So right through here, I should have a good cluster of cherries once they produce, which it should. But there's a lot of good budding on there. And let me see if I can't get closer to show you that, because I really want to show you guys a lot of things. Those buds right there, if I can get it to focus. Focus. Well, anyways, I'll keep it back here. Anyways, those buds right there are all fruiting, and the marks are usually can tell where I've trimmed. I've trimmed back here, I've trimmed up here and up there, and you can probably see them if I could get it to dang focus, but I can't. So, anyways, that's where all the fruit is going to come from when you trim them. That's why I take and take 1/3 back. So we got the tree all trimmed, and it's ready to go. The only thing is sit back and let it grow and see what's going on. Things are really looking nice. The tree's looking nice. I found another one right here, folks. Dead piece. Always trim off the dead ones. But anyways, like I said, have good sharp trimmers. And if you got big, like you're going to take out something big, I got big loppers, but they're small enough, the branches yet, that I don't need to use all the loppers on them. As you go back in some of the other videos last spring, when I went through here and trimmed out a lot of these trees, yeah, they, I wasn't happy. Like I said, you'll see in that video, I wasn't happy with having to trim all that out, all the hard work wanting it to go. So other than that, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Every year we have to do that. Most cherry trees, once they get to about that size, it's just mainly small trimming, a little bit of pruning, not much, just enough to make sure it keeps it, gets rid of the dead wood, get rid of all the excess extras and all the suckers that form. So I'll bring you back this summer and show you what this tree and these three trees look like after I've trimmed them. Hopefully they'll have cherries hanging off them. I'm hoping. I really am. This high tunnel number 1, the trees are ready. It's just, will we have a good spring? And I'm hoping we are. And like I said, everything is looking good here. We've had a good spring so far. It isn't spring yet, but it's warm enough. The snow's leaving us. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to try and give you guys some more informational stuff. I want you guys to know, if you have cherry trees, what you should do. I see one other thing that I should have taken out, but I'm not gonna, and I think I said that already. This looks like it's gonna grow a sucker, but I may end up pulling this one down, and if I do, and I probably will if I train it and tie them back, because that's what I want to do, they'll form out really good. So I'm going to have a training video on how to train your trees. I put one out a while back about how to train them. I've learned a lot more, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the information to you guys so that you guys have an idea how to train all your trees. This applies for fruit trees, nectarines. This year out there on my apple trees, I'm not going to do anything with them. I might just snip the ends and promote a little more branching. But other than that, my other in high tunnel number 2, like I said in the last video, excuse me, man, my throat and sinuses. High tunnel number 2, I was going to do a lot of grafting, but I may still. But I looked and seen that trees I thought had died, and the only thing came up was the rootstock, or the Zion had died off the tree. The Zion is the fruit that you have. The rootstock is totally different. Well, if you have rootstock, I can graft some of these clippings onto those trees. Well, I looked them all over, and I've only got one that I've got to graft to bring it back to the tree that I want by grafting it on to the rootstock, the Zion. So I may do a couple other ones in there, but I'm going to do that and show you guys, because that's going to be all new to me. I've never done it before. Watched plenty of instructional videos on how to do them. Got the stuff to do them. I plan on doing them. If there's any more out there in that aren't underneath the high tunnel, I'm going to go ahead and graft some of them. But I am going to, in high tunnel number 2, I'm going to take some clippings from my Rainiers, my Vans, and my Bings, and I'm going to graft only one tree. I'm going to graft a variety on the same tree, and that way there you'll have the same, yes you can, you'll have the same different types on that same tree. So I'm going to try that, only one tree, and see what happens. But anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate all my new subscribers, my old subscribers. I appreciate my fans. I appreciate everybody that comments. Hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe, leave us a comment, ask us some questions. If I don't know the answers, I'm going to look them up and find them out, and find out from other nurseries, and find out the answers for you, because I want you guys to know that, you know, it's not hard to produce fruit. It isn't hard to grow trees. Pruning and all that, it just needs a little TLC, a little love, and you'll get where you got to be. So, like I said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Share this out with somebody if you like it, and something there if you know somebody that needs the information. So, you guys have a good one. I intend to. I hope you guys have a great spring. It's coming. You see that we got a lot of work ahead of us, and I got a lot to do. So stay tuned, and you'll get to see it all. So you guys have a good one. Bye now.